Happy New Year, y'all. I don't live in the South. I don't know why I y'alled everybody. Yeah. Hi. I just felt like since everyone else is making New Year videos and showing off plans and new stuff and cool things, maybe I should show off some stuff. I don't really have a lot. I was going to do Teresa Little Stitcher's end of year tag, but then I forgot to write down the questions. Yeah. So what am I gonna do? I have a new start. My attempt at Hardanger. But first, I think I'll show you some progress I got done on Mastering the Macabre because I got a lot more done than I thought I was going to. Remember the roof? The huge solid color, just solid color, so much of it. You know what's great for getting through lots of solid color? When you're planning on going to see episode 7 in the theaters, and so what you do is you binge watch episodes 4 through 6. Yay! The roof has been what was giving me the most anxiety about this project. So hooray. So I just have to finish like the little thing sticking up on the main spire there. Yeah. And then I can fill in the little blank spot, rectangular spot there. And then move on to something else. Maybe I'll start the moon. Maybe I'll finish the wording. Maybe I'll go down to the main part of the house some more. I don't know. I'm happy with the progress I'm making on this, so we'll see. I also wanted to start my Mira in a few weeks. Hopefully, if the fabric ever gets here. Which Mira is that, you ask? That would be Autumn in My Garden. I apologize for the glare. That's the glare of my phone. Yeah, there. Autumn in My Garden. So, have not decided if I'm going to work the skin 1/1. I'm a little intimidated by doing that, but then I love the effect, so we shall see. Yeah. Fortunately, Carolyn Mazzio did a really good tutorial about, or at least just, you know, like this is what stitching 1/1 is and means, and this is how you do it without losing your mind. So I'll have a look at that. But that's a little ways down the line. So my new start is a Hardanger coaster, and I want to give a huge shout out and hugs and love and just good stuff to Nina, who is Stitching with a Smile here on YouTube, because she had done this series of instructional videos about just Hardanger basics, and she had cobbled together this little pattern, and she said that if any of us were interested in it to let her know, and she would mail us a copy. And so I did that, and Nina not only sent me her notes and her diagrams, she sent me a lovely card that had a needle threader in it, and she sent me a book that, you know, she said she had an extra copy of this, and so she just sent it to me. How awesome is that? Thank you, Nina, so much. I mean, you did not have to do this, but I am so I'm so grateful. That was so sweet of you. So this, I don't know if this is even still in print. Copyright 1980. Maybe. I would check Nordic Needle. Beginner's Charted Hardanger Embroidery with complete instructions by Susan Meier and Rozalyn Watnemo. And these ladies are the original owners of Nordic Needle, which is in Fargo, North Dakota, I think. So if you want to try and find this book, I would check Nordic Needle first. So this just, it's got some general instructions, closter blocks, cutting, needle weaving, dove's eyes, fringe stitch, satin stitch, button edge eyelets, hem stitch, twisted bars, lacy button edge. I don't know what many of these things are, but really lovely things. Like and then there are patterns, like there's this doily, which I think if you played around with the colors, I think you could make it really lovely and not look like something, you know, that you'd see at a 100-year-old lady's estate sale. There's a bell pull, which I think is neat. Just because I think bell pulls are neat. Do you think a bell pull would look cool, just like hanging from the edge of my fireplace right here? Right here, maybe? I don't know. It's a thought. But anyway, Nina, you're wonderful. Thank you so much for your generosity, both in giving me this and also, you know, giving me part of, you know, your time, the time you took to write up Hardanger instructions. And I will link, I've done this before. I think if you look at my in my previous video, I have linked the first video in Nina's Hardanger instruction series. In case I forgot to do that, I will check. And if I forgot to do that, they'll be in this video. Now, if I didn't forget to do that, you'll find them in my previous video. Anyway, so this is like 2 days worth of work. I don't know why I'm surprised how quickly the closter blocks and the center motif stitched up, because I mean, it's a coaster. It's not a huge project. But I got this done. So I'm really encouraged, and I like how it's turning out. This is just basic white 22 count Hardanger material, and then this is DMC number 5 pearl cotton in 301, number 301, and my partner is sneaking around. So, oh God, he's gonna watch me film the rest of this video. So
actually, I was just gonna let you know I'm gonna go to Home Depot because I want to get that shelf for the basement.
They're open still?
Till 10.
Oh, okay. Have fun at Home Depot. The joys of home ownership. So yeah, very happy. I should not have cut a piece of material this big. I see that now. On the other hand, 22 count, plain 22 count, not that expensive. So, related. Both Nina and Mrs. Milky Bar Kid had recommended that I pick up this book about Hardanger by Janice Love called Basics and Beyond. So I did. And this is a help. The booklet Nina sent is a help, and Nina's videos are a help. So that is how I am sort of teaching myself this whole Hardanger thing. Basics and Beyond. This is really thorough. Like, it takes you through cluster blocks. And at the end of every little instruction, it says it has points for perfection. Blanket stitches, petite blanket stitches, eyelets, Algerian eyelets. Was there a difference? Cutting. Wrapped bars, woven bars, picots, dove's eyes, square fillets or fillets, spider webs, tulip or ship motif. Yeah, it's very thorough. Talks about how to maybe design your own. Q&A, i.e., my gosh, what did I do wrong now? Common mistakes. And in the back, there are some instructions for, there's a picture here, but in the back of the book, there are instructions for these little projects you could do, which none of them really call to me, but could be good practice. So yeah, if anyone wants me to go through this more thoroughly, I can. I don't know if that's breaking copyright. I mean, as long as I don't actually show you the actual patterns, I don't know that it would be. But this was $14.95 that I got from Nordic Needle, and yeah, I looked on Amazon first, and the price was outrageous. I don't think it was directly through Amazon. I think there was a seller selling it on Amazon. Don't do that. Go to Nordic Needle. It's, yeah. So, yeah, happy. Hardanger experiment, going good so far. I'm gonna be doing blanket stitches next. Not blanket stitches. Blanket stitches? Yeah, blanket stitches. Which is essentially the edge of the project that I'm going to be cutting around. And then I'm going to be doing cutting in here. I'm scared, but I will persevere. What else? I have a teeny tiny bit of haul that I got with some Hanukkah money, which is really only two things. Excuse me. Film a video, time to burp. Life in Julicious Land. The first thing I got, because I enjoyed stitching the piece sheep so much, and it was a near instant gratification pattern. I'd had this in my wish list. It is a pattern for a Needlebook and Scissor fob from Little House Needleworks, and it's got sheep. It looks blurry. Focus. Anyway, so that's that. I don't know when I'm gonna stitch this. It was a little bit of an impulse, but when you're given money and told to go have fun, you can have a little bit of an impulse buy every now and then. I have no idea how to assemble a needle book. I have no idea how to assemble a needle fob. I mean, a scissor fob. I'll figure it out. But that's one. And then the one I am very excited about, again, don't know when I'm going to stitch it, but it was there and I wanted it, is from Plum Street Samplers, and I'm sure a few of you have seen this before. It's the Nantucket Girls Sampler. How's the glare on that? Not bad. How about if I bring it closer? Closer, 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 closer. I'm trying to avoid taking this out of the plastic. I'm sorry. That's the best we can do right now. The Nantucket Girls Sampler. And it's a song. What does it say? Inspiration for this sampler came after reading Nathaniel Philbreck's In the Heart of the Sea, in which he recounts the events of the whale ship Essex and how it was rammed and sunk by a sperm whale. Go whale. In his book, the author quotes a verse found in the diary of Nantucket Islander Eliza Brock, which I fell in love with and used to create this sampler. And the verse goes, and I love it so much. Then I'll haste to wed a sailor and send him off to sea, for a life of independence is the pleasant life for me. But every now and then I shall like to see his face, for it always seems to me to beam with manly grace. With his brow so nobly open and his dark and kindly eye, oh, my heart beats fondly towards him whenever he is nigh. But when he says, "Goodbye, my love, I'm off across the sea," first I'll cry for his departure, then laugh because I'm free. I love that. It's going in my office. Eventually. So, now, as some of you know, or may not know, I've been stitching for less than a year. Just reminder. So I don't always know stuff that I should. So when I bought this, I was thinking, oh, on 1, 2, 3 stitch, it says it calls for a 40 count fabric. Nah, not a 40 count gal. 32 is about as high as I have gone and am comfortable going. I thought, well, you know, maybe, you know, I'll know what I'll do. I'll get some 28 count linen and I'll stitch it 1/1. I don't know why. I just randomly pulled 28 count out of my head and said I'll stitch it 1/1, but that's what I did. So it gets here and I'm happy. And I'm looking through the chart. I can't stitch this 1/1 because you look here. Okay, we've got the date and the word Essex, the name of the ship. Those aren't cross stitches, those are eyelets. So I don't actually know when this is going to get stitched, because I need to psych myself up to try and tackle 40 count, but that should happen someday. So that's kind of what I have. I also, while I'm thinking about this, just reminded myself, I have a couple of other, well, not a couple, just one project. I can't remember the name of the magazine. I bought a digital copy of it, the February 2015 issue of Just Cross Stitch magazine, I think, which I was enabled to do by Carolyn Mazzio, because she had stitched a pattern from there called, well, it's called Romantic Moonlight. I'm not stitching it for a romantic purpose, that I wanted to stitch for my kiddo. That just says, you know, it's got a crescent moon and it says, "I love you to the moon and back." And so I bought some linen, and the DMC that I did not have for that have not arrived yet. But that is going to be an early start this year as well. I'm gonna get 3 or 4 cross-stitch projects ready to go. This includes Mastering the Macabre. And just kind of start rotating. But I have to wait for stuff to get here. And my point in saying that is I'm able to get fabric and stuff for little projects, and, well, the fabric for my Mira, because Coffee Stitcher so kindly sent me for Hanukkah a gift certificate to 1, 2, 3 Stitch. And I haven't thanked him privately yet because I'm terrible and phone anxiety can be a real thing in my world. But But thank you so much. And when stuff gets here, I will show what I'm doing, hopefully when I get some things started. I have chosen a baby blanket pattern, but since I'm not in my office, I can't like turn the phone around and show you what it is, so because it's a digital pattern and I have not yet printed it out. But next time I will show that off, or whenever I have the yarn for it, I will print out the pattern and show it off. So in my crafty life, 2016 is off to a pretty good start. And that's all I got. I wanted to get back in the groove of videos, and I'm going to start filming my little vlog series again here pretty soon. Yeah. So anyway, I hope everyone is having a good year so far, stitchy and otherwise. And I'm really enjoying seeing everyone's videos and looking at Facebook and Instagram and things like that. So have a good one. I'll see you next time, and take care.